Welcome back to yet another episode of Beizzo's Kiboozi. Yes, this is another episode to open your mind and also to give you something to keep you, I think, grounded and rooted in seeing yourself get better. Now, if you're a person that creates, you're a person that wants to be out there, this is an episode for you. And nonetheless, I believe whoever's tuned in, this is an episode for you. So I want to begin with a quote, and that says that the greatest prison you can live in is the fear of what others think. And when I say that the biggest prison that you're in, or the biggest prison you can live in, is the fear of what other people think, I mean more of perception, what other people perceive of you. Personally, I've been someone that wants to be seen, wants to be put out there. But the biggest fear I have, maybe sometimes, is of what other people think. So sometimes I'm a bit critical on what I'm going to say, on how I'm going to say it, and who it hurts after. But at the end of the day, I've seen that it makes your authenticity die out. And it brings me to this episode. Personally, I've been posting a lot on LinkedIn. I dedicated myself to grow one side of me, and I wanted to do more of my professional life, and also maybe because the kind of content that I'm passionate about lands very well on corporate people and professionals and people who are seeking to have self-help for themselves, self-improvement and things like that. And what place to get them than LinkedIn? So I have been posting. Right now I'm enjoying it because I post regardless, so that people are going to comment or they're not going to comment. I post just like my podcast. I post every Monday, whether people are going to hear it or not, because it is more of my thing than for the people that are listening or for the people that are reading. And I remember one quote, or I could say one conversation I had with a colleague back then when I was starting out on all these things. And the guy told me that the truth is that you want to be out there in the public, but remember that everything you put out to the public, you have put it out for everyone to consume. And so people are entitled to their opinions. If you didn't want people to put their opinions on your content, on anything, you might as well have kept it to yourself as a secret, or you might have well kept it in your phone and you play it to yourself or read it to yourself. But the moment you put it to the public domain, to networks, social media and all that, it now becomes something for the public to comment on. And so you should be ready to stand your ground, ready to take in whatever garbage everyone will say, because not everyone will like what you've said, not everyone will agree with what you've said. You should be ready for that too. Just like you were ready for the likes and the comments and all that, the engagement, you should be ready for the positive and the negative. Because the reality is that us as humans, we crave for connection. That's why we want to be out there. We crave for connection and recognition. We want to be appreciated. We want to feel visible. More or less, we want to be everywhere. We want to be that thing. We are a social being. But at the same time, we fear being perceived, because it's a scary place. It is a place that we cannot control. Perception is something we can't control. And so when all that is out there, the perception comes in. Other people get to know what your insecurities are. Other people get to know. Other people get to make a comment on even things that they don't know. And it is common in a creative space. Personally, I'm a graphic designer. I believe a very good one. And I've got feedback many times. And you find even someone who knows nothing about graphics, who has never tried to jiggle around on any software, making a comment. And even in the corporate space, you're there in a meeting. People have a way they are thinking about what you're saying. Some people are scared to say anything because they fear being perceived as maybe unserious, or as people are not following, or things like that. For the creative space, some people don't bring out their talents. They don't get past the perception of other people. It is something that if you're in the creative world, you need to get past it. Personally, right now, unless it's my dad, unless it's very special people to me, if you commented something on my page and it's negative, I'll respond positively. I'll say thank you for the feedback, what. I'll not take it at heart. But if it's someone that I know is actually passionate on seeing me get better, I'll take it seriously. But some people do it to bring us down. And now if you never pass beyond that as a creative, you tend to hide off other skills that you can do. Even in the corporate space, people tend to not be really out there with the skills they have. Even in relationships, in some of these relationships, people hold back because they don't want to be judged. And so a lot of secrets are kept. A lot of things out there are not said because we fear to be judged. But I want you to be like a lamp. You see, a lamp does not question how people are going to perceive its glow. Or all it does is to shine. Some people will find it beautiful, some people will find it too bright, some people will even find it unnecessary and switch off. But its purpose is not to please everyone. Its purpose is to light the room. We are the same thing. We want to be seen because it's a natural thing. But if we bring in the perception into our minds, if we bring in what people are thinking about us into our minds, it means that we are going to dim our own light. You need to just, at the end of the day, keep to the purpose. Just like the light. Keep to the purpose. Just light the room. So how do we do it? You need to accept that the perception people have on you is not your responsibility. It is what they think. What do you think? What you think is what matters. What other people think rarely matters, because most times people comment or they do whatever they do based on their insecurities. They're either seeing that you're becoming too much, you're either growing faster than them, you're either accelerating your life faster than them, so they get to comment. The one thing you need to know is that people only comment on something they are scared of, something that is unnatural, something that is way out of their understanding. That is when people will comment. Otherwise, if you see your life and no one is telling you that, bro, you need to do this, you need to do this, then just know you're ordinary. You're just there. And then the other thing you need to do in order to live with this perception thing, in order for you to be okay, you need to ground yourself in your identity. Because one thing is that people will label you. They'll label you anything, but you need to know your own label, because your own label is what gives you power. When you go with what people are saying about you, you're now powerless. definitely also you need to focus on your why. What is your purpose in this life? Recently, I made my purpose clear, and my purpose is to open people's minds, to have a voice that opens people's minds. And I put that at the back of my head whenever I get into a conversation with someone. I'm not going to be the person that is going to bring the most obvious direction of conversation. I want to bring the different side of things to you. I want to bring the different perspective of life to you. I want to be that voice that will open your mind. So always understand and focus on your why, because your why derives everything, gives you the purpose that you need in your life. And also, you need to remember your people. Just like I said, personally, I know who says what, and I'll follow. Who says this, and I'll keep following, because those are the people, those are my people, those are my group, those are my bad days, those are my family. That is the people who know what it means to be Berinde Andrew. So that is it. Otherwise, the last thing I can only say is just, you need to just keep showing up. Despite these fears of perception, how people see me, how people think, just keep showing up. At the end of the day, we will do things even with a fear. And as time goes on, the fear is out there. It leaves you. And I'll put this back to my story. When I started out doing podcasts, I used to, first of all, fear speaking. I wasn't very fluent at speaking. I didn't know how to use my vocal instrument. But with time, even my recordings, I do a one take, and it's just fluency. It's just a muscle that I have built. I realize that my conversations are more depth when I have them one-on-one with people, because now I know how to process a thought and keep it moving. But otherwise, at the end of the day, you need to just keep showing up, keep standing on business, keep standing on being bigger than that fear, because that's how you fight it. That's how you fight it. Otherwise, if you loved this episode, keep it at Beizzo's Kiboozi. Always, every Monday, I'm here for the voices to open your mind. Otherwise, this was it for Beizzo's Kiboozi, this episode. If you love this episode, please share it with your friends. Please share it with someone that needs to listen to this. Yes, until next Monday, God be with you. See you soon.